KYRIE Irving is a wizard. He is a basketball wizard. So we're going to take a look at some of the things he does in the off-season. What does he do to train to get so good? And before we get into it, make sure you like, subscribe, and welcome. Welcome to Balance Basketball Academy. My name is Jordan. I was a high school basketball player, turned college basketball player, turned trainer, and now here we are to talk about KYRIE Irving and the kind of things he does to get so excellent at this game. Alright, yes, of course. Everybody has seen this drill online, mostly because, well, unfortunately it's fake. But it makes a lot of people just think, wow, he's amazing at basketball. In the case it's not fake, this is incredible. And even if it was fake, I still believe KYRIE can do this. Yeah, so this is right back from his Celtics days. Not to knock stationary ball handling, but KYRIE understands that the best way to get good at ball handling in games is to practice in-game scenarios as closely as possible, and that's what walking and, dribbling is taking it from the stationary level to the walking level to the running level to game level. There's like 4 steps that you have to take, and this is the second one right here, where you can build speed, but you're also moving, so you have more things to focus on. Okay, wow, that was crazy looking. That was an interesting drill. This trainer is holding like a dodgeball in his hand. This is a very strange drill. He's holding a dodgeball in his hand. KYRIE does a dribble move, is thrown the ball, and so he has to get rid of his own. Kind of a quick reaction thing, which, again, that's good. That's good. You want that. I need to see this again. Just like a quick tap, so he's not dribbling the dodgeball, which, yeah, again, wouldn't really be worth that much to him. Same thing. Yeah, just quick release. I guess it's kind of a, okay, you're gonna do some dribble moves, I'm gonna throw you the ball, throw a pass back, and then we'll do that twice before you hit a shot. Again, it's gonna overload your brain a little bit in a way where you can process things a lot faster. I guess the example of this would be being able to see like a help defender running in and being able to react to that stimulus really quickly and then getting into your shot. That's basically what this drill's trying to train. It just looks kind of like a circus drill, which KYRIE's a magician, so honestly it fits. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay, so he was dribbling 2 balls. He ends up passing one to the trainer. And then the trainer uses that as a contact pad for KYRIE. Yeah, it works. I would recommend a contact pad as opposed to that, but in this case, like, if you're doing a 2-ball drill and you want to get rid of the ball but still have it be useful, passing it to a specific person and then having that person use it against you, not really a bad thing. I will also point out, look at how high his arc is on this shot. That is exactly the kind of thing you want to see when you're fading back. That angle is very important, and I mean, swish, beautiful shot. Back to the dodgeball. Okay. Yeah, I've seen this before where you'll basically have a partner and you'll be dribbling and you'll do like a between cross, and then you'll pass with the left, and then you'll catch in between cross, and you're switching back and forth. And it's a dribble drill that they had us do in college plenty of times. So the fact that it's with a dodgeball is the only thing that makes this weird. I guess it's more about KYRIE reacting to stimulus than the trainer, getting in there and doing the same drill, but it's just interesting, that's all. I love how they're chanting defense in the background, like they actually have a chance. Defense! Defense! We're getting into some crazy shenanigans once again. Back to the dodgeball, but this time he's not catching it, he's tapping it, which I think is much more useful. If you're gonna catch it, you might as well catch a basketball, right? Practice that, but if you're gonna tap something back, yeah, a volleyball, a dodgeball, something light, something small, works. Okay, yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, so they're working with 3 basketballs, basically where they have one in midair constantly, and they're just passing back and forth. This is just an overload drill once again. Just wild stuff, and then the trainer's forced to catch both of them while KYRIE takes a shot. So this is interesting. Look at that. We're gonna slow this down, because I don't think my brain processed this the first 3 times I saw it. So yeah, they're throwing a ball in the air and they're having him catch and still finish with the other hand. So basically this is going to force you to use one hand. It's really going to have to make sure that your hand-eye coordination is just locked in, because you're not getting any help. And it also is forcing, basically, if a defender's hand is coming at you, you can use the offhand to kind of keep it off and fend it off, and this is training that. It does look crazy and insane, and I don't recommend it for like early young players who are just trying to learn how to finish with their weak hand, but it looks incredible. It's really cool. This training session, the theme seems to be, let's just overload KYRIE's system. Well, the biggest thing I'll say about this whole little training session that we're getting a look inside is just how intense KYRIE is going. You see a lot of guys, they're kind of dogging it. He is full sprint, working fast, moving fast, like he is going game speed. I respect that. So yeah, we're gonna take a look at KYRIE and how he finishes off the glass. He's gonna do a little bit of teaching here.
Ball on both sides of the rim. It starts from practice. As I used to see all the angles on the backboard, and if you look around, there's so many angles that you put the proper spin and it'll go in. And you have to practice that. And literally just stand here and just spin it.
This is really cool. The one thing I learned about spinning the ball on the glass is the easy way to remember how you want to spin the ball is, let's say the backboard is right here, and you're trying to finish with this hand, and you're trying to finish the basket. You're looking at your pinky or your pointer finger. And in this case, your pinky rotate towards the basket, right? That's how you get the right spin. That's how you're gonna get the right angle. Because if you spin this way, it's gonna just shank right off the backboard. But if you're going this way and you're trying to finish on the other side of the hoop, the other finger that will rotate towards the hoop will be your pointer finger. And so you spin this way to get the ball up there. The best way to remember it is just always rotate your hand towards the backboard. Never rotate your hand away. And you're going to get at least the right direction of backspin, and then you can finesse it and practice it like KYRIE is here, where he's practicing low on the edge of the backboard, high on the edge of the backboard, and getting all of those little angles, and you get really used to finishing.
When a guy's behind you and he's on your hip, instead of extending with your right hand, you keep him on your hip, create space, and shoot it with your left hand.
The thing is that you can finish with your inside hand, but if the guy's right on your hip, 2 things that you can do is not only jump off of the incorrect leg, but also use the outside hand. So instead of left hand, left leg go up, have right hand, left leg go up. And they're not going to be able to time the block, and they're also not going to be able to have the angle because the ball's too far extended. That's kind of advanced stuff. That's the kind of stuff that KYRIE does, where he's playing with the timing, the mental timing of the defense, and he's putting them in a position where they have to reach over and foul him, or they can't even block him because everybody's looking for the 1-2. And if you break that up, it's really, really hard to stop.
I'm talking about floaters with your left hand, high arcing shots with your left hand, right hand floaters.
You should be practicing floaters with both your right and left hand. Whatever your weak hand is, you should be working on it just as often, even if it doesn't feel right. And even if you're not instinctually using it in games yet, you will eventually. Just keep on keeping on.
Everything. You never want to be predictable. You always want to have a variety of finishes so nobody can guess what you're going to do.
And I guess to stay on brand, a truly balanced basketball player can use both hands, jump off both feet, and finish pretty much anywhere inside the paint at any time. That's the kind of basketball player that colleges are just just adore to have on their team, because those guys are remarkably consistent and they're versatile.
In high school, I couldn't even picture myself getting drafted, so, you know, I just let things happen, and, you know, I just continue to stay in the gym and just work on my craft.
That's kind of interesting to hear from Kyrie, that he didn't anticipate getting drafted. I mean, this guy's an incredible basketball player. I think everybody is fully aware of that at this point, unless you're living under a rock for the last, I don't know, 10 years at least. But one thing I will say is, even if, you know, in this case he said I didn't anticipate getting drafted, if you have a dream to go to college or a dream to go to the NBA, anticipate that, but not only anticipate it, work, and make sure that you've done everything you possibly can to put you in a position where you can accomplish that anticipatory goal that you have, where you're like, yeah, I do see myself signing, like, you know, an NBA contract. I do see myself getting a college offer. Like, have that kind of positivity and presence, and then work for it. Okay, that's the most normal drill that he's done in that entire session. It's just a curl into a catch and shoot. It almost caught me off guard a little bit, because I was just like, what? Why is this such a normal drill? Why is there not 3 balls involved here? Alright, this next workout is old. This is Kyrie way back in his Duke days, working on some conditioning and strength training. So we got baby Kyrie. So this first one is just some band work. Band work is pretty cool. I recommend it. I think that it can force your body into positions where, unlike a machine, a lat pull down would be the closest to this. It's putting your body in a position where it has to be a little bit more active. That's the thing about bands, is that you're not just grabbing a bar and pulling or pushing or doing something. You're actively trying to stabilize your arms and keep yourself from shaking and falling all over the place. And again, training those little muscles and getting them ready for game-like scenarios. Stability is huge for basketball players. Being able to have all of your muscles working in synchronicity, and not just having really big biceps, but also having all those little muscles in your shoulder work for you. Super important stuff. Looks like a fly, kind of, but it's like a half fly. Yeah, that's okay. I'd like to see him go a little further out. He's not going very far for the fly there, and I'd like to either get him with a lighter band and have him pull wider, or just have him pull harder on that band. It's kind of become a full body movement because you've added the side lunge in there. The side lunge is fine, but again, the main thing that you're working on is that kind of like pec area. He needs a little bit more range of motion if he's gonna want to really activate that area, but it looks cool, I guess. Alright, we got push-ups, but this time it's one-legged push-ups. This is going to put even more stress on your core. For those of you who don't know, push-ups are a core exercise as well, assuming that your back isn't bending too far in one way or the other. If you can keep that back straight, then it's really good for your core and keeping that area really solid. Because his leg is up over here, it's even more difficult, and even more of that exercise is targeting the core, because you basically kind of have like this 3-legged dog scenario where part of you is not fully in balance, so your core has to fight to keep yourself straight and you know, in a good push-up position. So this is good. He's got great form. Yeah, that's that exercise is no joke, and it looks like we're supersetting it right into some pull-ups. He is losing steam, as you can tell. His range of motion got worse with each one. The first, 2 were okay, and then eventually it just becomes baby reps. Looks like he's trying to touch his head on the ceiling. We'll take a really close look at his mechanics, jumping and landing-wise, because why not? We're here. Let's look at his knees. So far, his knees are really good. They only move inward just a little bit. Basically no movement inward, just straight up into his jump. and back down. The knees are not caving much at all, which is a really good sign. When you're watching basketball players, especially do plyometrics, you don't really want to see that knee cave, because as soon as you start seeing that, you realize that there's some glute instability and issues and some overactive muscles, and typically it can cause muscle imbalances that lead to knee injury. Mechanically, KYRIE is very solid. Notice when he's jumping, he's not dropping his butt further down, if I'm going to be pedantic here. He's just dropping his chest. So he's not getting actually as much load and explode. Instead, he's just getting low because that's what you're being told to do. His arm swing backwards is really, really good. You want that, so you just have that power going up. But because of that severe arm swing, it's just moving his chest forward instead of squatting a little bit lower and probably getting a little bit more load so he can get even higher off the ground. But yeah, landing-wise, he does pretty well. He's also not landing on his heel. He's not doing this. He's landing on his toe and then back down. Your heel's not really meant to land from a great distance and take all that force all at once. The entirety of your foot is meant to take that, and mostly the ball of your foot. Yeah, this is mechanically impossible, but I had to take a look at it because, again, it's just so fun. It just looks really cool. Again, because it's impossible, but hey, if anybody could do it, KYRIE could. Well, that's all of the KYRIE stuff we have for today. Let me know if you'd like to see anything else from KYRIE. Like, comment, subscribe. I feel like I have to say these things because it's just what everybody else says. Whatever. I appreciate that you're here. And have a great rest of your day.